The time to 20 minutes past 8.
Irish people have been emigrating to live, work and make a positive contribution in other countries around the world for many, many years. It ill behoves us to be so unwelcoming to people coming here.
Northern Ireland hasn't the jobs, schools, medical or housing facilities, even for our families.
People are very quick to condemn immigration. Historically and still today, thousands of people leave here for a better life somewhere else. And the reality is that net migration is very low. If people aren't in favour of immigration, then let's hear them call on the government to stop immigration.
Where exactly are we going to house these immigrants? There'll soon be no farmland if we continue to build social and affordable housing.
It's not racist to object to more immigrants.
Here you are, a sample of the text we received yesterday after we carried the story of a report into attitudes to racism and immigration here. So is it possible to have a sensible debate about immigration, or is it too highly charged? And with more people leaving Northern Ireland than coming in, is it even something our political parties should be thinking about? On the line is David McNary, who represents the United Kingdom Independence Party, UKIP, at Stormont, and Patrick Corrigan from Amnesty International. I'll come to you first, Patrick. That last remark that lady made there, that we can discuss this issue without being racist. You would go along with that, would you?
Of course we can, as long as we do it on the basis of facts. All too often, though, the debate around immigration is utterly based on myths, and we heard a few of them being repeated in the reading out of some of those text comments. The fact is that Northern Ireland needs net migration with the rising ageing population, the fall in the birth rate. If it wasn't for migrants coming here, we would have a falling population, and that would leave us in even more economic difficulties than we already have.
David McNary, do you think it's an open debate?
I think that we don't really have this problem as a major problem here in Northern Ireland, and I personally recall from racism. But whilst I say we don't have the same problems, Conor, as in other parts of the United Kingdom, we will certainly not be immune to the causes or the sensitivities. 10 years ago, the Labour Party messed up, and the Tories continue to mess up. Recently, Jack Straw admitted that Labour got it wrong in migration, and everyone does know David Cameron hasn't got a clue what to do about it. The situation that we have is no one in the United Kingdom is going to be immune from an invasion of freeloaders from the accession countries, and that's what the debate should be about. There is a danger of overspill, and I think when we talk about racism, sometimes people confuse that there would just be natural resentment rather than racism.
This is a big issue, Patrick, more maybe in England than here, but to the accession of Bulgaria and Romania, and after the 1st of January, the fact that anybody from these countries can come here and claim benefits if they so require. Is that okay, do you think?
Listen, we've heard these scare stories time after time, and the language that David McNary just used, but an invasion of freeloaders, that has to be challenged. That's utterly wrong. The fact is that migrants to this country are net contributors to the economy. They are statistically less likely to be claimants, less likely to be in social housing, and more likely to make a net contribution to the society. And so the idea that we can somehow scapegoat immigrants for the ills of this society is utterly wrong, utterly based on myths, and utterly predictable, because we've seen it and we've heard it down through the years, down through the centuries, targeted at the various previous waves of migrants. And we've also heard it as our own, our own population, our own relatives, as they have gone overseas, perhaps to America, Australia, Canada, down through the generations. We've heard it directed at them as well. The fact is, people ultimately assimilate. They make a contribution to society, not just economically, but culturally. We have quite a dull monocultural society still here in Northern Ireland, a very small ethnic minority or immigrant population, and I actually welcome it to enrich our society, not just economically, but culturally.
Opponents of UKIP, David McNary, do accuse the party of playing on people's fears and worries and anxieties, and that is the appeal of the party.
Well, that's a false accusation. UKIP, part of the United Kingdom, we share in the United Kingdom having a proud record, as we do here in Northern Ireland, of welcoming legal incomers. But we don't have, as I've said, we don't have a very good record in keeping out illegals. and paying out benefits to anyone and anywhere who want to come here, basically on what is a welfare benefits holiday. Now, in times of plenty to go around, then you can share it. But people will behave in a manner to protect themselves, their families, their jobs, and the expectation that they are first in the queue. And when other people come in and seem to jump that queue, then the resentment that I talk about is there. Look, we're in very, very tough times. And it's not all about standing by and watching Europe destroy your plans for a better and prosperous future. UKIP's policy is to take us out of Europe. That's why we're popular. And we're popular because that policy resonates with people. And we can't protect ourselves because we have failed to protect our borders. And we're letting people in. I mean, the other guest said that people go to Canada and Australia. I talk to young people these days who are thinking of uprooting to go to Canada and Australia. And they're doing so not because of it's a great choice, but because they want to better their prospect of getting a good career. They have no prospect in any of those other countries of being handed out benefits when they arrive.
Patrick, just a final point.
Will invade our shores here who aren't looking for work, but they're ready to bleed us dry on collecting benefits.
Utter bunkum, myths and scaremongering,
There are some facts, Patrick, and I was reading, for instance, that a family in Romania with 5 children can expect about €100 a month. They go to Germany, they get €1,400 a month. Clearly there's a pull to go to those richer countries for bigger benefits.
The experience isn't that people are coming for benefits. The facts on the ground are that people come for jobs. They don't come to sit on the dole. And we just have to look around us. The people who come in Northern Ireland are working in the fields, or working in the factories, or working in our service industries, or working in the shops and restaurants. They are delivering economic benefit as well as cultural enrichment for the society. And the Office of Budget Responsibility, the government's own financial watchdog, has said if the government succeeds in drastically capping a net migration to this country, it will be hugely damaging to the economy. We don't want that.
We must leave it there. Patrick Corrigan, David McNary, thank you both very much. And I'm sure you've got views on this. 81771, that's our text number.
Take
have been emigrating to live, work and make a positive contribution in other countries around the world for many, many years. It ill behoves us to be so unwelcoming to people